Hi there and welcome back to Japan, where today we're going to be checking out something a little bit strange. This is the first time we've done this. We're checking out something that is not from Japan and not as part of our usual World Tour Wednesdays. Why, you may ask? Well, if you were in our recent live chat, you'll know why we're doing this with just a very select number of artists. Basically, with the World Tour Wednesdays, we are going out to our normal home base of Japan and checking out artists from other countries, but we have had a couple of artists, specifically Dreamcatcher and Walking After You from South Korea, where there has been a lot of people who've really come on the channel who want us to do more, and obviously in the context of the World Tour Wednesdays we want to focus every week on whichever country we're hopping to next. We try to recap previous artists, but sometimes we don't get enough time to give them the justice that the followers on this channel are asking for, so I thought we'd cover a couple of them outside of that context and just put them in with our normal fare of songs. Hope you guys don't mind, but I'm sure if you've clicked on this you probably don't anyway. So we're jumping in first of all with one of the groups who's really there's been a lot of discussion about them on the channel, was a group called Dreamcatcher, who are a South Korean girl group, and obviously if you've heard K-pop, you're probably thinking you've heard everything K-pop has to offer. They are a little bit different in that it seems their whole style, they're a slightly lower budget, not totally low budget, it's not like they're independent, but slightly lower budget K-pop group, not one of those big budget massive ones where everything seems to cost the same amount as a MCU movie. They are one of those groups who there is a little bit of restraint in what they do financially, and they have managed to mix a bit more style. They have carved a bit of an identity that a lot of the bigger K-pop artists haven't done, because obviously they're trying to appease that sound that is the cool K-pop thing at the moment. So they, as a general, fuse a lot of rock into their sound, and they are quite surprisingly heavy, but not in a way where it seems to overtake the qualities that pop has as well. They seem to have a nice ability to fuse the two. They get the energy and the grittiness out of guitar work, and yet at the same time they get the punch and poppiness out of the beats and the vocals. So I've been quite enjoying them, and the fans have been really quite wonderful in supporting us and leaving their comments and getting involved in it. So of course them, along with Walking After You, who so kindly have got involved in themselves, the artists contacting us, thank you very much. There are two artists who at the moment will be taking them out of World Tour Wednesdays and covering them occasionally, just sort of ad hoc on the channel, along with the rest of our regular groups that we listen to and singers and artists, etc. Anyway, let's stop waffling. Obviously I brought them over to this section so you guys know that I like them. As a general, there have been some songs that have been stronger than others, and on this channel we never kiss ass. You know that we always go in and say what we actually think, so these will all be completely mixing the subjective and objective and trying to come up with an end result. But let's listen to this. This one's been recommended quite a few times. This is a song called Piri. Now I've been told that by Dreamcatcher standards this one actually is a little bit more heavy on the pop sounds than a lot of their other more rocky ones that we've checked before, but hey, let's give it another go. Just one thing I will add, if anyone has been checking out our previous Dreamcatcher reviews, which you can check them out in, there's a playlist of all of them, which will be linked in the description below. If you've been checking out any of them, you might realise that all of the videos we've listened to before have apparently all been in like a to-be-continued storyline format. This is apparently the first one that is not part of that particular series, so yes, it will be visually different from the others, I imagine, as well. Anyway, enough waffle, let's get into this. This is Piri by Dreamcatcher. Bam! Oh wow, straight on the dark side and a 12+ warning. Ooh. If you're under 12, stop watching now. Well, that's a good sound. That's a great intro. 다시 눈을 떠도 꿈을 깨도 내 현실은 다르지 않아 거친 불처럼 불처럼 쉽게 말처럼 안 돼 말처럼 그래 뭐 시간 뛰다 해결해주겠지 끝도 없이 반복되는 지금. Sounds great. Are they going to play up the guitar for the chorus? Let's see. Good build up. Wow, interesting. There's already too much to unpack. And then they throw in some rap.
나를 찾고 있는 중이야 놓치고 싶지 않아 내게서 날 뻗어봐 그렇게 쉽지 않아 앞에라고 걸어와 처럼 미쳐도 쉽게 말처럼 안 돼 말처럼 그래 뭐 시간이 다 해결해주겠지 반복되는
They've got a real passion for melodrama, this group, haven't they? But in a kind of... I think they're enjoying this as much as it is derivative, but fun. I really like this bit. And this actually, the whole chorus actually has some really good bits in it, but still there's a lot of things I want to come back to on this. Ooh, that's a nice little touch. I like that. Yeah, I like the way the director did that at the end. That was a clever little way of ending it. I know it's probably is a simple technique, isn't it? You just come back 12 hours late and shoot everyone on the same marks. But that was really nicely done. I like the way that cut. All right, so let's cover a few things on that. Now, first of all, I'll just cover the obvious basic things. Certainly not disappointed by that. There are a few things that I want to mention on the positive and negative. Like I say, we don't just kiss ass here. We like to go in and give the detailed analysis of the positive and negative, the objective and the subjective. From my opinion, yeah, I really enjoyed that. I did find it incredibly catchy. The chorus is layered into like 3 sections. I guess you could say 2 sections depending on how you look at it, but there is 3 distinct melodies definitely going on in there in series. The build-up was great. The intro is really good. There's just lots of sections in that all seem to work. So on a writing standpoint, it's very effective. It's certainly very effective. Again, like we've heard ever since song number 1, the production and the mixing is really brilliant with this group. I know some people might feel differently. If you're more of a purist rock fan, you might feel the guitars are a little bit low, but I think the guitars definitely stand out. And it's one of those things, it's hard to say. I mean, if you've ever listened to like a multi-track recording, you've been in the studio, sometimes you'll be sitting there thinking, oh, the guitar's quite low, and then if someone just mutes the guitar and takes it out, you suddenly realise actually it wasn't that quiet. It was doing a lot more than I expected. We're so used to in a lot of rock to hearing the guitar turned up so loud that it's front and centre along with the vocals, that often we tend to think that if the guitar's not there, that it's not actually, it's not really rocky enough, that it's being used as a gimmick or something. But in actuality, I think with a song like that, if you took out the guitar, you would notice how much of the room it's filling out. So I would recommend, if you are someone who's thinking the guitar's not really very prevalent in that and it's kind of being more pseudo rock, I would recommend go back to that and listen again and really listen to what the guitar's doing. Now, yes, the guitar is doing something on a writing standpoint. It is particularly simple. That is your sort of guitar school grade 3 style playing. It's not really going particularly out there. I know it's got some nice little touches, nice little string bends and things in there where, just so you know, that's where the sound goes, that sort of thing. There's some of that going on in there, and that's really charming, but there's nothing particularly complicated. There's nothing that you would say, oh wow, amazing guitar work in that, but it is doing what a good guitar would do. And again, like I say, just to balance this out for anyone who's probably still a little bit alienated by the type of group we're looking at here, and if you're more of a rock fan, I mean, again, you look at the rockier bands. We cover a lot of Bandmade here, and if you consider what the rhythm guitar is doing there, it's very simple, and doesn't it work fantastically at filling up the sound? So yeah, in this case, I think when you're mixing pop and rock in this manner, a lot of the more colourful, interesting sounds are going to come from the little poppy synthesizers, the vocal harmonies and various things, but the guitar is playing a central point in this, and this is how they managed to do a sound convincingly that no other K-pop artist seems to be really attempting or pulling off at this particular time, from what I've heard at very least. Tell me if I'm wrong, feel free to get in there and give us some suggestions if you want. We are inclined to listen to a little bit more Korean music. That would have to go into World Tour Wednesdays, but for now, you know, Dreamcatcher is safe in our normal list now for a while while we go through and listen to why. But I don't think they've got a huge body of work, have they, from what I'm aware? I think they've only got like quite a small number of songs, but we're going to keep on listening to them while you guys are interested, which it seems you certainly are. And I, like I said, I was very interested in this song. I really liked the little vocal thing in the chorus, like I say, partly because it went through sections, but that last bit was a bit of a chant. It did get into slightly poppy territory there, but that worked. I mean, it kind of had that bit of a swinging rhythm there. It changed from being more sort of charging and stamping to something a little bit more swinging, and that broke up the rhythm as well as anything else. The overall tone of the video was kind of fun, kind of a bit silly. I can't really say much about that I didn't say in any of their previous videos, really, and that it seems like they are enjoying doing something a little bit creepy and a little bit spooky in a lot of their videos, and having this sort of horror thing going on, but that I think is being done much more tongue-in-cheek. I mean, they rely a lot on tropes and, you know, fairly cheaply done little visual tactics, but as a video it works. It moves along quickly, it charges along with a good pace, the imagery is really good. You know, the directors do put a lot of effort into actually making it like stand out visually. So yeah, they seem to just be very good at competently delivering something that you kind of know what you get. You know what you're going to get when you go into each of their songs, and yet the songs are identifiably different. They do a good job of ramping up through the verses and giving you an interesting chorus pretty much every single time. So yeah, like I say, if you've heard the band before, this is not exactly going to make you reassess them or think that they've burst out into doing something creatively new. However, if you like the band, you're certainly going to hear that it's got enough distinct identity to give it variation from the rest of their work. If you are someone who is naturally into pop or rock, I think this is a good point to maybe test your own open-mindedness in your taste to how easily you can cross over. It's not to say you have to like this, but I think this is a very interesting way of bringing the two styles together. And so as always, guys, feel free to get in the comments. I know we got quite a few Dreamcatcher fans who've been waiting patiently for me to get onto a little bit more of their music, and it's much appreciated. So feel free to jump in, give us a little bit more of your thoughts. What do you think about this one? If you're a Dreamcatcher fan, how do you think it stands up to the rest of the material? I'm really interested to know, if you're not naturally into this type of music, did you like this? Did you dislike it? Please tell us why, because that's obviously how we start off the conversation, and as we always say, that's what this whole channel is about, is good old form of conversation. And if you want to follow the conversation to our Discord, see how I did that little segue? Links in the description below for our Discord, our Facebook, or my Twitter, you know, all of that kind of stuff, and the Patreon if you're really, really lovely and you want to help me do this without, you know, dying, because I need my coffee. I need coffee. I need to live on coffee. I need my constant coffee to stay alive. But other than that, we just appreciate you being here, and anyone who comments helps fuel the conversation. So anyway, thank you so much for joining us, and like I say, Dreamcatcher and Walking After You, for now, we're going to keep them going outside of the World Tour Wednesday, so feel free to drop us more suggestions. It will take us a little while, because obviously we've got a huge number of songs in this normal pool of reaction videos. We've got a huge number of songs on the suggestion list that we're getting through, so I can't really promise that there's going to be one review every week, but we'll certainly try to do every artist at least once a week if we can. So anyway, like I say, thank you so much for tuning in today. Have a lovely day. Catch you soon, and if you're waiting for the next video, go back and check out one of our millions of previous videos. So for now, from Japan, ciao ciao.